There's a political storm tearing through the south suburbs, and right in the eye of it, Tiffany Henyard, once hailed as a golden girl of grassroots politics. She hit the scene branding herself the super mayor. Fresh face, big promises, a mission that made people believe change was finally here. Her energy drew crowds in, her words sharp yet convincing, her image flawless. For a while, it felt like nothing could touch her. But now, that perfect brand is splitting apart. That carefully staged superhero image, crumbling in real time. The cape, ripped. The shine, gone. What's left is a messy trail of headlines, scandals, and chaos in the courts. That so-called bold leadership now looks like calculated control. And here's the reality. This isn't some PR hiccup. No tweet, no press hit, no glossy photo op can fix this. Because Henyard isn't just taking heat. She's standing in the middle of a full-blown federal investigation. Then the hits kept coming. The Illinois State Comptroller shut down every single state payment to Dalton. All of it. Why? Because the village failed to file its mandatory financial records. And this isn't a lost document or harmless delay. It's a 5-alarm financial meltdown. Picture losing the ball, the scoreboard, and the entire stadium in one go. No records, no receipts, no cash. That's not an accident. That's leadership falling apart in broad daylight. Now, the questions are stacking up faster than Dalton's unpaid bills. Why are township dollars funding trips that have nothing to do with township business? Like a national mayor's conference, meant for actual mayors, yet somehow Thornton Township officials are in attendance. Accident? Please. This is a scheduling fluke. It's a deliberate power move. And when your super mayor is already under federal investigation, you know this isn't coincidence. Back in Dalton, the air is so tense you could slice it. Residents who once cheered her on are now filling town halls, demanding receipts, demanding the truth. Applause has turned to outrage. Believers have turned to doubters. People feel betrayed, played, and her closest allies, they're splintering. Some are slipping away quietly. Others are switching sides completely. Because when the feds are on your doorstep, loyalty has an expiration date. One township board meeting blew up into an all-out confrontation. The crowd? Furious. The board? Rattled. The finances? A dumpster fire for all to see. This wasn't civil disagreement. This was public fury on full blast. Whistleblowers came forward, only to face threats. Staff who dared speak up? Fired. This isn't bad management. It's the total breakdown of public trust. And once trust is gone, there's no patching it back together. Then came the number that stopped everyone cold. $33,300 spent on Amazon in a single day. Read that again. Not in a year. Not even in a month. 1 day. That's not a typo. That's not a rogue staffer. That's a message loud and clear. I can do whatever I want. That doesn't scream public service. It screams personal shopping spree. And it leaves the whole town asking, how deep does this rabbit hole go? But the real damage isn't just to the bank accounts. It's to the heart of a community that once believed in her. They thought they had a fighter, a reformer, a protector. Instead, they got a fraud, a dream seller who vanished the second the check cleared. For Dalton, this isn't just corruption, it's heartbreak. Because when you rob people hope, the cut goes deeper than any financial loss. One of the few willing to break the silence was Carmen Carroll, a whistleblower who saw the dysfunction up close. She spoke out, fully aware of what would cost her, and the backlash, immediate. Her career sabotaged. Her voice shut down. In Henyard's world, loyalty wasn't earned, it was demanded. Question her, you're frozen out. Challenge her, you're blacklisted. Tell the truth, you're gone. What started as a promise of a fresh start for Dalton has warped into a living cautionary tale. Proof of what happens when power runs unchecked, and transparency is nothing but a stage photo op. Behind closed doors, big decisions were made in secret. Public meetings were scripted shows. Real questions? Dodged. Community voices? Silenced. And the truth? Buried deep under polished PR. But the press kept digging. And the deeper they went, the darker the story got. Scandal after scandal, exposing a system rotting from the inside out. Now the federal heat is on. Subpoenas flying like shrapnel. The pressure? Nuclear. Public trust has boiled over into full-on outrage. That once confident leadership image now smells of manipulation and paranoia. Henyard's response? Shut down public comment. Dodged the tough questions. Tried to rebrand disaster. But the damage? Permanent. Her people's mayor image? Dead. Because the people, the same taxpayers footing the bill, got robbed. Lavish trips. VIP perks. First-class everything. All charged to the public tab. She called herself a servant of the people. But the receipts? They tell a much different story. Tiffany Henyard was serving herself. Then came one of the strangest twists yet. The Good Burger Facebook fiasco. A restaurant she once owned somehow transformed into a cancer charities page. Same admin, same posts. Same login. And when confronted, she denied it, flat out, even when the digital trail told a completely different story. This wasn't just shady, it was bold. Here's the thing. When federal agents catch a whiff of possible charity fraud, the game changes instantly. Within 2 weeks, the FBI fired off 5 subpoenas, 5 targeting Dalton and Thornton Township. One even zeroed in on her private security detail, because somehow an officer logged 300-plus hours in just 14 days. That's 21 hours a day. Do the math. It's literally impossible. The numbers don't add up. The timeline doesn't make sense. And now, investigators want answers. Yesterday, Dalton officials have been ordered to turn over every single document to a federal grand jury. No stalling. No excuses. Deadline, May 20th. This isn't a request. It's an order. And it marks the collapse of whatever political shield Henyard thought she had. This is what a political implosion looks like. It's not slow, it's explosive. The super mayor crown? Gone. The empire she built? Reduced to rubble. But this isn't just about her downfall. It's about taxpayers, families, and public funds burned on luxury trips, fine dining, and unchecked ego. Now, stripped of power, there's no more safety net. No title. No immunity. Just another citizen staring down federal subpoenas. No staged Instagram posts. No scripted speeches. Only the reality of consequences. Closing in fast. The million-dollar question. Will Tiffany Henyard fade quietly or pull one last desperate stunt? Because let's be real, this was never just a job for her. It was an empire. Every headline, every stage photo op, every perfectly rehearsed speech. It was all about building the Tiffany Henyard brand. But now, that empire isn't crumbling, it's detonating. Dalton doesn't need another spectacle. It needs leadership. The people gave her everything. Their trust, their votes, their belief. And in return, they got reckless spending, constant firings, and a culture fear. She didn't build Dalton, she built herself. And when the walls closed in, even her closest allies ran for the exits. That $33,300 Amazon spree? Not a mistake. Not a glitch. Just pure greed. And the worst part isn't the wasted money. It's a betrayal. People like Carmen Carroll risked it all to tell the truth, and were punished for it. That's not democracy. It's dictatorship wearing a smile. Her reign was never about service. It was about fear. Fear of exposure. Fear of losing control. A place where ego ruled and retaliation was standard. But now, the mask is off. The performance is over. The mayor who promised transformation left behind nothing but chaos. The firings, the scandals, the fake charity stunt, the lawsuits. Every road leads to the same truth. Tiffany Henyard wasn't leading. She was performing. And every leak, every whistleblower, every subpoena drives that point home. Dalton isn't just losing a mayor. It's losing faith in the entire system. And the tragedy? It didn't have to end this way. If oversight had been tighter, if the hard questions came sooner, if power wasn't so easy to abuse. But now, the FBI clock is ticking. So will Tiffany Henyard disappear into the political graveyard? Or will she try one last Hail Mary to rewrite her ending? Because the biggest twist might still be coming. And when it does, Dalton won't be ready. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Hit subscribe for the unfiltered truth, because this story, far from over.